jobs. The tariffs don't just target foreign competitors, they disrupt the very US jobs they claim to protect. The North American auto industry was built for efficiency, not isolation. Disrupting this balance risks chaos across the continent. The industry's future now hangs in the balance. The consequences of this disruption are only beginning to unfold. The impact of tariffs became real in October 2025 when Stellantis canceled plans to reopen its Brampton, Ontario plant, investing $13 billion in US operations instead. The Jeep Compass, once destined for Brampton, would now be built in Illinois, dashing hopes for 3,000 Canadian auto workers. Stellantis cited US trade policy. Better to produce inside the tariff wall than risk a 25% tax. The US celebrated 5,000 new jobs, but for Canada, it was a devastating blow. Union leader Lana Payne called it a sacrifice of Canadian jobs on the Trump altar. The pain spread. Honda moved CR-V production from Ontario to the US, and GM halted production in Ingersoll, cutting jobs in Oshawa. Each move meant hundreds or thousands of high-paying jobs lost or at risk. Tariffs redirected corporate investment, companies seek to minimize costs and risks, and the US made Canada more expensive. The result, a swift hollowing out of a key Canadian industry. Jobs didn't just disappear, they were relocated. For workers in Brampton, Alliston, and Ingersoll, the trade war became a personal crisis. Communities are left to grapple with the fallout of decisions made far away. The human cost of this economic battle is mounting. Canada isn't standing still. Prime Minister Mark Carney blamed US tariffs for the Stellantis pullout and announced a $5 billion emergency fund to support affected industries and workers. Ottawa is holding companies accountable, reminding Stellantis of its commitments after receiving over $1 billion in public funding. Legal action is on the table, and funds for Brampton's retooling remain unreleased. More importantly, Canada is pivoting away from reliance on the US, seeking new trade deals in Asia and beyond. Prime Minister Carney's trade mission to China signals a search for new markets. Canada is building alternatives, reducing American leverage. The country is leveraging its skilled workforce, resources, and manufacturing reputation to carve out a new global role. This is not just survival, it's a calculated move to emerge stronger and more resilient. Canada is signaling it won't be a captive partner. A 25% tariff on vehicles and parts is a shockwave, not a surgical strike. Consumers feel it first. Analysts warned car prices could jump $2,700 to $10,000 per vehicle as costs are passed to buyers. Even US-assembled cars rely on Canadian and Mexican parts, so tariffs raise costs across the board. Automakers must choose: absorb costs